Whoa, comic fam, we have more hot comics to discuss. We're chatting the honorable mentions, courtesy of Key Collector Comics. Utilize that code Tom101 to unlock a free 2-week subscription of the best comic app in existence. And I'm at the table virtually with Jem, the leader of the Gempire. Jem from Gem and Collectibles, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, brother. How are you?
Bro, I'm feeling great, especially with Green Lantern 87 leading this list at number 10. Side note, we're going to be ranking these based off the percentage increase of these record breakers. So it's not really in any particular order, but we do have a very difficult to secure and high grade because of the white cover and thick book making the list. The first appearance of John Stewart.
And the second appearance of my favorite Green Lantern, Guy Gardner. You're right, this square-bound book is tough to get in high grade, and that's why we're seeing a big percentage increase on this CGC 9.2. The last sale was back in March for $1,400. It's up 33%, now selling for $1,859.
We know we have Green Lanterns that are going to be coming on the scene strong via HBO Max. They're going to be taking us all throughout the timeline. Starting with Alan Scott, it will be very surprising if we don't see John Stewart, which is why members are trying to secure what high-grade copies they can. And now at the list at number 9, we have Amazing Spider-Man 129, the first appearance of the Punisher.
And the first appearance of the Jackal for all my Clone Saga enthusiastics out there. This is a book that has made the main top 10 list many times. Didn't make it this week, but it's on the honorable mentions, and that's because of CGC 6.5, which sold for $2,300 back in March of this year. It's up 35%, now selling for $3,100.
Members were getting quite concerned on whether or not we had seen the last of Frank Castle, but fortunately he has appeared in the Savage Avengers run, as well as multiple collector's editions. Whether or not we see him in the movies, however, is really going to determine how valuable and pricey this book gets. And now we're at the list at number 8 with some Jack Kirby goodness. Avengers number 8, first appearance of Kang.
We know Kang the Conqueror is coming, with Jonathan Majors playing him in the upcoming Quantumanium Ant-Man and Wasp movie. This book has been seeing steady gains, and we have a CGC 8.5, which sold for $2,275 back in March, up 49%, now selling for $3,400.
We're also seeing rumors that he may appear briefly in the upcoming Loki show. And if that happens, I think that we're going to see a major uptick well before the Ant-Man sequel. Now, let's take a look at number 7 on the list with Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 1, the first appearance of the Sinister Six.
Every Spider-Man collector wants this book to pop off. With every new trilogy, we think we're going to get a Sinister Six. We almost got it with the Andrew Garfield movie. Will we get it now in the MCU? Collectors are hoping once again, and we have record-breaking sales. Tom, hit him with that CGC 2.5.
Entry-level grade was going for under $1,000 in March, $927. That's up 51%, now selling for an all-new high of $1,400.
This is another oversized square-bound book that has amazing pinups by Steve Ditko of all of these Spider-Man villains. This is the first time they come together as a team, and hopefully we see something resembling this in Spider-Man 3.
I'd also add that this is a very cool key book because it's so early in the run. This is only the third appearance of Kraven, Vulture, Electro, Mysterio, and the Sandman.
Moving on to number 6 on the list, we have to be still feeling effects from that 9.8 90 grand sale last year. Batman 181, the first appearance of Pamela Isley, Poison Ivy.
Friendly reminder to always make sure your copy has that pinup found in the middle of the book because it was largely removed to be put up on teenage boys' walls in their rooms back in the day. Now we're talking about an 8.5 that back in April would go for $4,150. That's up 52%, now selling for an all-new high of $6,300. And the next comic on this list at number 5 is a key that we all expect to spike at some point. We have X-Men number 9, the first time Avengers and the X-Men crossover.
Are collectors prophesizing AVS to show up on screen, whether it's in the movies or on Disney+? I would love to see the Phoenix 5 in live-action adaptations. We have a CGC 7.5, which sold for just $1,000 in January of this year, up now 62%, now selling for $1,620.
And the X-Men love isn't stopping there. At number 4, we have X-Men number 12, the first appearance of the Juggernaut.
Nothing can stop Kane Marco with the Crimson Gem of Cyttorak. A CGC 4.0 sold for $800 just last month. It's up 62% as well, now selling for $1,299. Tom, who was your favorite Juggernaut? The one from the original X-Men trilogy or the version that we got in Deadpool 2?
My vote would go for the Deadpool appearance, especially considering he was more comic accurate, although I think he was underpowered. Comic fam, what do you think? Who's your favorite Juggernaut? Let me know in the comment section below, and let's chat about number 3 on the list.
We have Tales to Astonish issue 44, the first appearance of the Wasp, and we talked about Quantumanium, the third movie in the Ant-Man franchise, debuting one of the big MCU villains that we've wanted for a long time, Kang the Conqueror. Makes sense that Janet Van Dyne's first appearance makes this list.
The third runner-up on our hot list this week, back in 2019, going for $2,145, is up 63% with an all-new high of $3,500. This book is starting to sell at the same rate as a modern book like Ultimate Fallout.
The only modern book to make this list, and we're talking the newsstand edition. This is the first appearance of Miles Morales, and I do daily polls on my YouTube channel. I did a poll the other day on who was your favorite Spider-Man that's not Peter Parker, and out of 6,500 votes, Miles Morales blew everyone else out of the water at 59%.
We're talking about that newsstand effect. Consider this, the direct market copy had a print order run of 74,000, and it's expected that a lonely 3% of which would have gotten that barcode, which gives reason to why there are only 4 confirmed 9.6 graded copies of the newsstand on the census to date, and 1 confirmed CGC 9.8. It'll make this 9.2 price hike make a little bit of sense.
That's right, it doubled up. In August, a 9.2 newsstand sold for $3,500. Last sale, $7,000.
100% increase since August. Comic fam, where do you think Miles is going to end up? Have we seen the end? Is the end in sight? I don't think so. Just wait till we see a trailer or some type of announcement. How far do you think Miles will hike in the comic scene? And let's chat about the number 1 hottest book for the honorable mentions list this week. We have Tales of Suspense, issue number 50, the first appearance of the Mandarin.
You know how it goes. We got a trailer hinting at the Mandarin, showing him with his 10 bands, no longer rings. He's got those energy bands now, and we have a crazy record-breaking sale here. A CGC 4.5 sold for $345 in January of 2020. It's up 190%, now selling for a cool $1,000.
Clearly a lot of hunting is happening this week. Comic fam, I have to know in the comment section below, what are you securing? Do you own any of these books? Do any of these keys make you want to spec on any others? Help your fellow members in the comment section. It'll enter you to win an issue of Tankers number 1, the first print. You know we're taking you back in time to save some dinos, and as always,
geek responsibly and stay minty fresh.
Enough said. Comic fam, we got 2 other videos for you to check out. We got the podcast back. Make sure to be following on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud, because we go for a long time. I'm talking like an hour plus of comic goodness, trying to please your eardrums. Have a great week.